We're standing here at the Glenorchy waterfront. It's raining, it's cold, and the mountains are completely covered in mist. And I want you to take a look at this. This is what the misty mountains look like. This is not a set. This is real. Most people come to Queenstown and hear about Glenorchy as a day trip. And that's exactly what we thought it was. A scenic detour, pretty town, end of lake. What they don't put on the signpost is what this area is actually famous for. So if you've watched Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, stay with me. Glenorchy is a village of about 400 people at the absolute end of the road, the northern tip of Lake Wakatipu. There is genuinely nothing beyond it except mountains, rivers, and some of the most remote wilderness in New Zealand. And the moment we pulled up, even in the rain, actually, especially because of the rain, we understood immediately why Peter Jackson came here. The Glenorchy area served as filming locations for multiple scenes across the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit films. This is the actual landscape that Peter Jackson looked at and said, this is Middle Earth, and it's absolutely stunning.
I mean, it's a little bit foggy because it's raining, but I mean, the landscape in front is just, it's beautiful.
The girls couldn't come out of the car because it's pouring raining.
It's raining, there's puddles.
There's puddles absolutely everywhere. Now, every other video of Glenorchy shows you this place on a sunny day, and you know what? It is absolutely beautiful on a sunny day, but to see it in its current state, the mist over the mountains, the rain hitting the lake, this place is absolutely beautiful.
And it's so calm, like there's a very calming, like a relaxation vibe around here. It's very quiet, there's no noise, relaxed atmosphere. It's just, yeah, it's beautiful. This is the version of Glenorchy that you see in the films. But the history of Glenorchy goes back far longer than Lord of the Rings. Long before European settlers arrived in the 1860s, these valleys were used by Māori tribes, the Rapawai, the Waitaha, and later the Kaitahu, who travelled through these passes to collect Pounamu, the sacred greenstone jade found in the Dart and Routburn rivers. Pounamu reflected mana, prestige and power, and was used for tools, decoration, and as gifts between tribes. Standing here today, with the same mist rolling off those same mountains that Maori guides led explorers through in the 1850s, it is genuinely humbling. Full honesty, going into Glenorchy, we thought this is a nice little town. We'll do a quick walk, take a few photos, and we're done. I had no idea how significant this place is. We were completely unprepared for this. It actually smells like wood fire.
What's that?
Don't you think? It smells like wood fire. So like as soon as you walk in, you have like the smell of the burnt wood, but like a sweet burnt wood.
It just smells like an old building.
No, it doesn't.
It smells like an old building. This is meant to be the walkway into the watershed. There's so much rain that's fallen here that it's made a huge puddle that the ducks are actually chilling in it. Wow. We picked the best day to come here. It's pouring, raining, and it's absolutely freezing cold, so we're going to duck into this awesome cafe here. We stopped into Mrs. Glen's cafe over here in Glenorchy, and this place has actually got a cool vibe. There's some awesome neon signs in here as well. Great atmosphere. We're going to grab ourselves a nice warm coffee, get some hot chocolates for the kids, maybe get some brekkie as well, and start the day right. There's a locals wall here as well, and bunch of Polaroids stuck up here. It's pretty cool. But you know what? Even though it's absolutely pouring raining and it's cold and it's freezing out there, the parking lot was full. So there was so many people still waiting to take a photo at the boat shed, that famous Instagram location. So I was absolutely shocked to see that there were so many people.
And as we were driving out, there was a line waiting to park inside to go take a photo in front of the shed. It was completely packed.
So there you go. Rain, hail, shine, doesn't matter. People still come here.
Yep.
I just got a long black. I just need to get a coffee to wake up. But the girls got themselves a breakfast.
Alright, so I got a breakfast bun and some tomato sauce, and then I also got a hot chocolate. Oh my god, Dad, look at that egg.
Oh, that's gonna be runny when you take a bite into it.
It's a little bit hot, but...
You dropped the whole thing. Whoops. Take two.
I'm just gonna go for it. It's very good. It's very soft and it's very hot, definitely. But it is amazing.
Coffee's done. Hot chocolate is almost done. We're going to go continue exploring this amazing little town. We're going to go into the little gift shops and see what they've got there before we hit the road over to... Where are we going next?
Auckland.
What?
No, wait, not Auckland. Oh, no.
Arrowtown.
Arrowtown.
We're going to drive back to Queenstown. Another 20 minutes out, we're going to go explore Arrowtown as well. Huge thanks to the people here. They're absolutely amazing. So guys, that cafe was actually linked to Mrs. Glen's Taphouse and Tapas, which looks like to be the local pub, bar, and if I'm not mistaken, there is accommodation that's also linked to this hotel. We looked at staying here as well. We just weren't sure what it's like, but yeah, well, maybe we should have. It is absolutely awesome. It's a cool little town. All right, we're at the end of the town centre. We've just come out of the cafe, literally driven down 2 seconds. The cafe was just up there on the outside of the petrol station. And there's a gift store here. Definitely worth stopping off and checking out. And you can spot it by the llama and the sheep out the front. I think it's linked to a cafe as well. There's a dumpling shop right next to it. And they've got some cool, pure New Zealand gifts you can pick up as souvenirs for your trip at Glenorchy. So we're inside the pure New Zealand gift shop, and this place has got so many souvenirs. I have no doubt that we're going to walk out of here with a magnet.
Definitely.
My wife's the magnet collector. Our fridge is full of magnets from all of our travels we've done so far.
Or that one.
I think we're going to have to buy a new fridge soon. Stick these magnets up somewhere.
Which one do you reckon?
Yeah, whatever you want. Emily said that this little alpaca reminds her of our little Maltese Terrier puppy, Snowy.
Look at that.
Julie's got fridge magnets for all of our travels. After I'll be getting a mug for each of our travels. So when I'm back on my desk working, I'm drinking coffee out of one of the mugs from around the world.
It's pretty
Brings
cool.
back memories.
That's a pretty big, decent sized one.
Got it?
And Olive gave us a 10% discount.
Thank you.
Have great shape.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, Olive. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Olive.
All right, we're done in the gift shop. Olive looked after us. So if you're ever down Glenorchy Way, make sure you drop in. If you're wondering whether Glenorchy is worth the visit, absolutely 100%. It's only a short 40-minute drive from Queenstown. The road is absolutely beautiful. The views are sensational. It's a stunning little town. And there's more to Glenorchy than just that waterfront pier and the Glenorchy boat shed. There's the town centre, which has got a few cafes, gift shops. There's a pub here as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's actually quite cool. It's a small little town, but it's very interesting. There's some nice stuff like a crossroad here. We've got like a Frank's Corner. It's got like an antique stuff that you can go in and have a look at. There's a few souvenir shops. Definitely worth a visit if you are in Queenstown. All
right, that's a wrap for Glenorchy. We've just finished up. We're going to hit the road now. We're going to drive back towards Queenstown, and we're going to drive through Queenstown and over to Arrowtown. This here is a Chinese settlement, part of Arrowtown. There's a story that when the gold rush era took off in the 1800s, European settlers came through to Arrowtown in search of gold. Then they moved on from Arrowtown, but there was more gold to be found here. So what they did was they reached out to Chinese migrants living in Australia and brought them across here to help with mining some of that gold. This here is the Chinese settlement part. This is where they lived while they were trying to mine all the gold within Arrowtown. There's small huts. I'm not sure how good that's coming out. These were the tiny huts where the Chinese migrants were staying while they were mining for gold here. These little huts would need to fit about 10 people in here. You could probably see just how small they are. There's just the one room there, You've got a living room area here. There's another room inside there. And then they've got a dedicated fireplace area where I'm assuming they would have been trying to stay warm and maybe cooking some of their food. The guys must have been using newspapers to post up on the walls here, but I'm standing in here right now and it's absolutely freezing. And just to think that these poor guys would have spent a whole day out there trying to mine for gold, and then this is what they had to come back home to. 10 miners crammed up in this tiny little space. Would have been a tough life. That's what that little hut looks like from the outside. And the saddest part to this story is that when they finished mining, these were elderly Chinese men. They wanted to go back to their home country, to China, to be their final resting place. Where they retire, the community gathered and they saved some money to get these people back home. But unfortunately, they boarded the ship on their way back to China, and that ship sunk in the ocean, and those poor men never got a chance to get back to their home country to see their families. They worked their entire lives, and all the money they earned, they shipped it back to their families in China, and they never got a chance to see their families. There's so much history to this little town. Only 20 minutes out from Queenstown. It's 100% a must stop. So right behind me here, there is a track that you can do that loops right around. There's a little Arrowtown river flowing through, and it said that there is still gold in there. You can actually go and organise to do some panning for gold. If you've ever done it in Arrowtown, drop us a comment down below and let us know. Have you found gold? Is it actually worth it? We're all pretty hungry right now. We've been on the road driving from Glenorchy down to Arrowtown. It's pouring. There's puddles absolutely everywhere. So we're gonna go try find Ferg Butcher now to stop off and get some food. You've probably seen all those long queues over in Queenstown for that famous, world famous burger joint, Fergburger. Well, do you know that the family has also got an outpost in Arrowtown? It's actually Ferg's Butcher. So they've got a butchery here, a bakery, they sell raw meat, but also they do the famous burgers. So the guys are going to be cooking the burgers there. How are you guys? We're here to try the famous burgers. So you can be waiting for an hour over at the Queenstown branch, but you know what guys, look at the queue here. It's just us and a few other people. So we're going to go through, we're going to order some burgers. We're going to give you guys an honest review on what we think of the Ferg's famous world burgers over in the Arrowtown.
So we're going to get the Ferg fried chicken sandwich, the smashed cheeseburger, and the smashed Soundland lamb burger, and the rustic style fries.
The guys inside the kitchen there recommended the lamb burger. We asked them what's the most famous. They said the lamb burger is absolutely amazing. If only you guys can smell what's coming through here, it is phenomenal. Guys, zero queues. Zero queues. Queenstown had an hour wait. So what's the difference between this one and Queenstown?
Same company,
yep.
We just have a different menu. So
yeah,
we're
okay.
like the meat supplier for them, but they just use a different recipe for their meat.
That's the Wall of Fame, right?
That's the burger. It's pretty big, look. Massive. It's nice, it's fresh, it's warm. Oh, look, the bun's really soft.
There is two.
Wow. Look at that. Yum. The bread is really soft. The meat is so juicy and tender. Oh my god, it's amazing. And the sauces all blend well. It's a bit spicy, like a tiny bit spicy. Oh, it's so good. Nice.
This is the famous smash burger. Wow. That is so good, eh? The meat just tastes like a burger. Like, you know when you go and buy Big Macs and stuff in McDonald's and it doesn't taste like beef? It tastes like a beef burger. Alright guys, this is the lamb burger. Now I went to the kitchen and I asked the boys, what's the most popular burger and what do you recommend? And they said the lamb is the absolute best. So we've got to give it a go. It's licking some sauce or something. Wow, that tastes really good, eh? I don't know what else is in there, eh? Is that cheese or is that halloumi?
Oh yeah.
Which one's better?
This one.
Really?
Yeah.
Better than the beef one?
Yeah.
It's got the beef patty. It's got like lettuce, cabbage, onion, tomato, halloumi cheese, some sauce. Absolutely amazing. JT got a chicken wrap. Just gonna try that as well.
This one was like a fried crispy chicken sandwich
Oh, it's steaming.
on like a ciabatta roll. It's so good. The bread is so fresh. The chicken is so crunchy. The sauce and everything that's in it just blends all well. So good.
Show her.
Then why are you crying, Mum? Okay.
There was a siren going off, and poor Em thought that it was a tsunami warning, so she started crying, panicking. Alright guys, we're going to end this video here today because it is absolutely pouring down here. I'm not sure how much is coming in the camera, but it is bucketing down. We wanted to go do the Old Town walk in Arrowtown today, but I don't think we're going to get a chance to do that because we haven't got umbrellas, we've got our raincoats, but it's bucketing down. It's not fun when it's raining. So what we're going to do is we're going to end the video here, and tomorrow another adventure starts. Tomorrow we're going to be hitting the road, leaving Queenstown and driving up to Wanaka. We've got a jam-packed day tomorrow as well. We're going to be seeing the lavender farms. We're going to go and do a shooting range. It's going to be an awesome adventure. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and give us a comment down below. Let us know what your thoughts are of New Zealand's South Island. We absolutely love this place. We're looking for some good feedback.
Yeah, really, really good.
Thanks for all your support, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.